So let's start with the first presentation. Shravan, our head of technology at TaiyangNews, will give an overview on our top module trends. Shravan, floor is yours.
Thanks, Michael. I'm just trying to share my screen. Okay. You can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Great. Hello, everyone. I'm Shravan Chunduri, head of technology at TaiyangNews. So today I'm going to present an overview on our report on top modules analysis, H1 2025 report. We have launched this report at SNEC 2025 in the first week of June. Okay, so here I would like to give a little bit of background information. So TaiyangNews has started top modules feature from the beginning of 2022. So the feature is about listing modules with top efficiencies. So that was the basic idea. And another idea behind this effort was, or the initiative was, to make a rewarding list for the technically advanced product and also educate the segment, because as this conference rightly says, if you have at all these conferences, there are really astronomically high efficiency module products displayed, but not everything really see the light of commercialization. So top modules really trying to address this gap, where we want to make a list which can provide an overview of top efficiency modules that are commercially available. So for this list, we basically considered 21.5% as the benchmark efficiency, and we only list commercially available modules, so the top modules from each cell technology stream from each leading module manufacturer. And so another qualification criteria for our list is we only take products from integrated module makers, so cell and module integrated, because our idea is, if you are getting cells, cells from outside, you cannot be more efficient than the source. So we really prepared, and I think the most important is the commercial availability of these modules. So for us, what is commercially available is the data should be available on the company's website, and it must be available for the purchase. But that's not the only criteria. We also ask companies to provide some additional information, like their shipment data and their projects where these modules have been used. So we also do a little background check, especially when modules have very high efficiencies. And we only take one module for each cell technology stream for one module maker. So for example, if a company is offering two product streams based on, let's say, TOPCon technology, which both have about 21.5% efficiency, so we only take the top module, and if they both have same efficiency, then we will also go to the power rating, which has the highest power rating. And then when this criteria is met, we take only one. And the second thing is, we also take if the company has multiple technology streams. So for example, if a company is offering TOPCon, heterojunction, and BC, so we take all the three products into our top modules list. So I think in a nutshell, the key to enter our list is commercial availability of the product. So that's about our top modules feature. So what you see in each of this feature we release on monthly basis is a table, as what you see here. So this is our latest one, released in June. So something like this, and you will also see a graph listing all the companies with their efficiency levels and their technology streams. But if you look all these top modules tables collectively, as I said, so this is our this June edition is our 42nd edition, and you can imagine how much data we have from these top modules. Then what we said is, why don't we put them together and see if we can find anything interesting? And indeed, we really found several interesting trends. So then we came out with this idea of why don't we make an analysis report on this analysis of different top module versions released over a period of time. So yeah, so this is also not new. So as you can see, we already released 4, and this is our 5th edition. And today I am giving the presentation, a summary presentation of this 5th edition. And of course, putting from 20, putting the data from the last 42 editions makes graphs really, really compressed. So we said, okay, we will also relax a little bit. So we said, okay, why can't we take it from 2023? So this particular report, which I am talking today now, is a summary from 2023 beginning till end of H1 2025. So basically, these are last 30 editions of top modules. So what this report contains, of course, this report is available for free to download, but I'll just also give you some summary. So what we essentially try to do in this, we sorted the products according to the top efficiency first. Then, then how the efficiency, how the top efficiency in each cell technology stream has progressed. Then how the efficiency progressed in each technology. Then, when we are collecting the top modules, of course, our primary aim is to have the efficiency, but along with efficiency, we also covered the power. So we also said we will also do a little power analysis, not as extensive as efficiency, but then we said, okay, we will do how the top 3 power ratings are progressing, and then top power of each technology. So I know this is a very lengthy introduction. Probably a lot of you already know that, but just for someone who is really new, just want to give you this introduction. So now going into the real juicy part of the report. So this is how top 3 commercial module efficiencies have progressed. I know, so this is really a lot of data. So that's why I said, we will look at each technology separately. Each ranking separately. So the top ranking really, it was initially LONGi and Maxion, and then in April, AIKO has introduced their BC module with 23.6% efficiency. And since then, AIKO has spearheaded this top rank, the first rank. And they have been increasing the efficiency first to 24%, then 24.2%. And in the month of June 2025, they reached the new height of 24.4%. So just for your reference, how much it has changed over the last 30 months, it's 1.6% absolute. I think this is really phenomenal. So similarly, looking at the rank 2, so because AIKO has introduced their module in March, LONGi and Maxion, which were also BC modules, so they were pushed into the number 2 position. And after that, LONGi has improved their efficiency to 23.2%. Then, in April, I think in May, Maxion has introduced, or let's not say introduced, commercialized 24.1% BC module. And that's how they became the number 2. Then LONGi also followed the trail in the beginning of H1 2025. And finally, again in June, LONGi commercialized another module with 24.2%. So that's how it became the sole occupant of the number 2 position. And yeah, over the last 30 months, the number 2 rank efficiency has improved by 1.4% absolute. And again, so this is really the third rank. And what's interesting is initially it was TOPCon, and then it's BC, as I said. So in earlier graphs, because of the introduction of longest product, it was really pushed down. And then this is the period when heterojunction was also part of top 3. So this is from September 2023 to April 2024. But then the top 3 ranks again became the game of BC modules. And the efficiency improvement is 1.45% absolute during this time. Now let's really look into the top efficiency of each cell technology. So you might see the difference between the report graph and this graph. So I think it's the line graphs are really monotonous. So we thought of having some bar graphs so that you can really compare and see. And so this is how the top efficiency in IBC module. So this is no different from the top one, because BC has been the leader of the technology. And now if we look at the heterojunction, the top efficiency, so it has improved in the last 30 months for thrice. So earlier at the beginning it was 22.53, represented by Huasun. So Huasun has really spearheaded the heterojunction developments. So this is heterojunction. So Huasun more or less was the leader for the heterojunction segment, improved the efficiency. It's top efficiency within HJT segment for thrice. Latest one was 23.5 in June. And then as far as the TOPCon, as I said, so I think it's interesting. A lot of companies were competing with each other. So initially one company reached at one point. So for example, in Jan 2024, Tongwei was there. And then initially it was joined by Huasun Energy at 22.8%. So the top efficiency remained same. One more company joined. Then JA Solar raised the bar in November 2024 to 23%. It remained at that position. So the top efficiency remained, but slowly more and more companies started entering this top level. And then one leader again improved the efficiency to, again, it's JA Solar to 23.2 in June. Okay, so for PERC, I think it's unfortunately, it's not so a positive story that, as everyone knows, so a lot of companies are really opting away from PERC. So this is also the reason. Its top efficiency remains same, but also the number of companies that are active in the PERC segment are really going down. So this is how it looks when you want to see everything in one graph, how the top efficiencies of each cell technology stream has evolved over the last 30 months. You can see, you can have this graph also in our report. Now, going into the top 3 power ratings. So this is the power analysis. And in terms of power, as you can see here, Huasun has always been the, heterojunction has been the power leader, and the top power was improved by 30 watt over this period of 30 months. Initially, it was Huasun, then in between Rise and Join, then it's again Huasun's game, then Tongwei, and all these modules were based on heterojunction. And top 2 was also more or less the heterojunction game, because when one company improved the power, the company a little lower power also based on heterojunction was pushed on to the second level. But only Trina is exception. So in June, Trina has introduced a module with 715 watts. So that's why it's able to share this top 2 power rating. And top 3, it's it's a mix. So different technologies played here. Sometimes heterojunction, so sometimes TOPCon, and sometimes and also at the end, these are also all these 3 grants energy, Jetian, and these are also heterojunction. So more or less we can say that the power segment is more or less ruled by heterojunction segment. And I think this is more or less to deal with the larger size of the wafer also. And so here is the power of the each cell technology. As you can see here, IBC is not so much is in the power game, but still, if you just look at the power development progress within IBC segment, it's not so much. So it improved from around 70 watts. So AIKO is currently leading. It has been leading since it introduced its product in March 2023 in terms of power also. And now looking at the power development within the heterojunction segment, I think what we saw in earlier slides, this is more or less coherent to the earlier slide. So it's improved from 700 to 730. So it's more or less the top power. And then top power of the TOPCon, as I said, so it's 685. It was initially for a long period represented by EGING. Then that's Trina Solar at 700. And again, it's Trina Solar improved in this month to 715 watt. Okay, it's PERC. So this really brings to the conclusion of my talk. So this is really general. As you know, TaiyangNews has been presenting the top commercial solar module analysis since 2022. A common trend is companies are increasingly commercializing high efficiency product. And as you have seen in one of my previous overview slides, so if you see all power ratings or all technologies or all top 3 efficiencies, if they're put together, it's so condensed and there are so many companies. So that means the efficiency, high efficiency is really the top priority for the solar producers. And BC has been ruling the efficiency space, and the latest highest level is 24.4%. That was achieved in this month, and heterojunction continued to be the leader. But I would also like to give a little emphasis in this edition of the report, which you would see that, and most of these changes came in the June edition. It's really interesting, like every leader in their own segment, they try to move into the next level, and the one who was already in that level moved to the next level. So as you could see, like Longji has introduced 24.2%. That was previously AIKO's level, but then AIKO went to 24.4. So JA Solar also did the same with TOPCon technology. It was 23% till May, and then it jumped to 23.2, whereas Huasun was there representing at 23.18, but in the same month, they improved to 23.5%. So this is really interesting. So I think there is really a lot of competition in high efficiency segment, and we will continue to report these changes in top modules on monthly basis and also half yearly analysis reports. Thank you very much. And any questions?
Yeah, one for me. Hey, Shravan, cool. So, walking the show in Shanghai, so you could see a lot of companies now showing back contact modules even exceeding 25%, and TOPCon was actually not far behind. So I think we will probably see that later on. I don't know if the companies will show it here too, but we saw also TOPCon modules being introduced at 24.8, so which is very close. How real is this?
Okay, I think I will not say this is impossible, but to realize in commercial. So I don't see them entering so soon into the top modules. I think there are few, as I showed in the trend. So initially one company introduces maybe one line dedicated, and this is definitely not the traditional TOPCon. So there are so many technology mixes. So for example, if we see TOPCon, so there is already some commercial products are started to roll out with TOPCon next generation, which is the poly finger on the rear side, and mixing with zero bus bar technology, and then really very optimal encapsulation, and several things, edge passivation, all this mixed together. I think initially some demo products, and then there could be small lines, pilot lines, and then one production line, and then several companies joining in that. So I would not say everything is a lie, but not everything is completely true. And this is not traditional TOPCon. It really has more optimization, metallization optimization. I don't know, so that you might have seen really next level of metallization concepts were also introduced. Of course, not really for the TOPCon, but for BC. I think there was very cool product from JA where fingers are interconnected, and it's practically a true no bus bar technology. But how long this will take to get into the commercialization is a real big question, and I think it's future.
So it's ambition, let's call it this way.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.